Welcome to Had 6 channel. In this video, we will look into downhearted. 19 adjectives with similar meanings will be reviewed in example sentences. Let's get started. Number 1. Hopeless, which means feeling or causing despair. Hopeless. For example, although the situation was hopeless, they sent in more troops. Number 2. Low, which means depressed or lacking in energy. Low. For example, I was feeling low. Number 3. Crestfallen, which means sad and disappointed. Crestfallen. For example, he came back empty-handed and crestfallen. Number 4. Low-spirited, which means depressed. Low-spirited. For example, she sounded a little low-spirited. Number 5. Sad, which means unhappy. Sad. For example, every one of us felt sad at having to part company. Number 6. Despondent, which means in low spirits from loss of hope or courage. Despondent. For example, she grew more and more despondent. Number 7. Disconsolate, which means very unhappy and unable to be comforted. Disconsolate. For example, she left Fritz looking disconsolate. Number 8. Gloomy, which means causing or feeling depression or despondency. Gloomy. For example, gloomy forecasts about the economy. Number 9. Melancholy, which means having a feeling of melancholy. Melancholy. For example, she felt a little melancholy. Number 10. Miserable, which means of a person wretchedly unhappy or uncomfortable. Miserable. For example, I'm too miserable to eat. Number 11. Doleful, which means expressing sorrow. Doleful. For example, a doleful look. Number 12. Downcast, which means of a person feeling despondent. Downcast. For example, Morgan was understandably downcast following Scotland's defeat. Number 13. Sorrowful, which means feeling or showing grief. Sorrowful. For example, she looked at him with sorrowful eyes. Number 14. Wretched, which means of a person in a very unhappy or unfortunate state. Wretched. For example, the wretched dweller in the shanty town doesn't choose to live there. Number 15. Depressed, which means of a person in a state of unhappiness or despondency. Depressed. For example, he turned to whiskey because he felt lonely and depressed. Number 16. Glum, which means looking or feeling dejected. Glum. For example, the princess looked glum but later cheered up. Number 17. Dejected, which means sad and depressed. Dejected. For example, he stood in the street looking dejected. What do you think of these synonyms? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Moreover, you can follow the channel by hitting the subscription button.